Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Beth-El Tzedek, Shabbat, and festival services tonight. Tonight we have a double header as we celebrate both the coming of Shabbat and the beginning of the seventh day of Passover. I'd like to call your attention to the resources that you will find for our services in the Beth-El Tzedek website, bez613.org. You can access their passages from the prayer book, as well as some of the songs and resources for tonight's service. The online service includes only the Shabbat segments of the prayer book. We will be adding a few other liturgical moments in order to complete the observance of the festival as well. For those of you who have prayer books with you, we will be announcing the pages as we come to them. I'd like to welcome you all, wish you a Shabbat Shalom and a Hag Sameach. And it is my pleasure to invite Cantor Melissa Cohen, who joins me for services this evening, to lead us in Dodi Li. You will find the words of Dodi Li on page 19. This is a song based on a passage from the Song of Songs, the biblical book that is read during the holiday of Pesach, because it is the book about spring, and it is a book about love. So we celebrate the onset of spring. Shabbat is a day of loving relationships. We sing, Dodi li va'ani lo, I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. Page 19 in the prayer book. Because we are transitioning from the middle days of the holiday of Pesach to the last day, to the seventh day, which is a holy day, and that is also Shabbat, the Kabbalat Shabbat, or the welcoming passages for Shabbat, are significantly abbreviated. We transition from what is referred to in the tradition as Kodesh LeKodesh, from a holy state to a holy state. So we go straight in, no need to warm up. We are in a holy mood, and we have begun with the Song of Love. And what do when we gather together with loved ones? Well, we bless candles. We bring light into our circle. So the cantor will now bless the Shabbat and festival candles. The blessing may be found on page 531 of the prayer book, if you have one.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, להדליק נר של שבת ויום טוב.
We usher in holiness with lights, the Sabbath, and the holy day of the festival. Now we turn to the Kiddush. You'll find the words of the Kiddush, again, not on the website, but on page 627 and 29 of the Kol HaNashama prayer book, if you have one. If not, just listen and participate and join as you are able. page 627. Baruch atah Adonai, Elokeinu melech haolam, Borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Elokeinu melech haolam, Asher kra'anu la'avodato, ורוממנו בקדושתו, וקידשנו במצוותיו. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוקינו באהבה, שבתות למנוחה, ומועדים לשמחה, חגים וזמנים לששון. את יום חג השבת הזה, ואת יום חג המצות הזה, בזמן חירותנו, מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי אלינו קראת ואותנו קידשת לעבודתך, בשבת ומועדי קודשך, באהבה וברצון, בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת, וישראל והזמנים.
Amen.
The Sheheyanu, which usually goes with festivals on Passover, is reserved for the Seder nights. And of course, now we have to bless the bread, which still this week is matzah. So we have two matzot symbolizing the two halas of Shabbat. And the blessing that we say tonight over the matzah is the regular motzi that we would recite at any other time. Only at the Seder do we say the special blessing, al achilat matzah. So if you would join me from your places in the blessing for the meal, the bread. Baruch atah Adonai, Elokeinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. One. Because it is festival, I have asked the cantor if she would sing for us the family blessing this evening in a festive mode.
After the matzah, you need to give me a minute. I shouldn't be in there.
If you don't finish chewing the matzah, your voice might crack.
Can you hear that song? Can you hear that song? Yair Adonai Pana, Eilecha Bifneka. Can you hear that song? Can you hear that song? Can you hear that song? Isa Adonai, Panavelecha, Diasim Lecha, Diasim Lecha, Diasim Lecha Shalom. Can you hear that song? Can you hear that song? Can you hear that song?
At this moment, we transcend the lines, the boundaries of our Zoom squares. We become one community together in prayer and in celebration. May God bless us and keep us. May God look with favor upon us. May God grant us the gift of shalom, a Shabbat of peace, a festival of peace in a world of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom and Hag Sameach. And
Sameach.
still in the spirit of the festival, we are going to continue, and you may follow in the Beth-El Tzedek website with Adir Hu, which many of us were able to sing during our Seder, but appropriate for this night as well. Adir Hu in the Beth-El Tzedek website.
Adir Hu, Adir Hu, light, God upright, we would bow before you, sing your praise in this days, celebrate your glory when we hear by year freedom's wondrous story.
Now, with that mood of Pesach, we transition to the mode of Shabbat as the cantor chants for us the closing verses of Psalm 92. The Psalm for Shabbat, you may follow on the website, page 51 in the prayer book. It is good to give thanks unto God, to sing out to God's name supreme, to tell of your kindness in the morning and your faithfulness at nighttime, and also to affirm how good and how pleasant it is for family and friends to come together in community. As we transition to the evening service, the cantor leads us in Hine Matov. As we come united as one community, we now affirm the oneness, the unity of God in the words of the Shema. Please join page 65, concluding with the Ve'ahavta and the closing verses of Shema. Page 65.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננת לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם נאות ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
The affirmation of the oneness of God leads us to a celebration of freedom as we recognize in God the power that has enabled us to triumph over defeat, over persecution, and over oppression. We repeat the words of triumph which our ancestors sang on their journey to freedom as they celebrated the outcome of their first Passover. On page 78, 79, the words of Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nor tehiloto sefele, nor tehiloto sefele. Malchutecha u'banecha, u'ke'ayam lifnei Moshe. Ze'enu v'yanu, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nor tehilot osefele, nor tehilot osefele. Adonai et Yaakov, u'bi'alo bi'achasati b'enu, Baruch ata Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael.
Amen. As this evening is both Erev Shabbat and Erev Yom Tov, the eve of Shabbat and the eve of a holy day of the festival, we do two proclamations of holiness, Vishamru, and then a verse that follows it, proclaiming the holiness of the holiday. You may follow on page 85, Vishamru and Vayedaber.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ולגדולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולגדולם. בני ובן בני ישראל, בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולגדולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולגדולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולגדולם. וידבר משה תנועותיי אדוני אל בני ישראל.
Cantor has chanted, let Israel's descendants keep Shabbat, making Shabbat throughout all their generations. And then Moses proclaimed the festivals of the eternal to the children of Israel. As we celebrate Shabbat and festival, think of loved ones who are in need of our support. We offer them our healing prayers and our strength through difficult times. As we offer prayers for healing tonight, We remember the following members of our congregation and friends and invite you to add any other names to our chat. Jim Fleischer, Shirley Steinman, Ron Safran, Cassie Goldstein, Aaron Linderman, Rick Malachy, Lisa Sachs, Bonnie Kaplan, Elaine Safran, Larry Baker, Sue Baker, Roger Lord, Dr. Doug Packer, Eleanor Gelman, Levi and Lainey Chisholm, Shoshana Batmasha, Brian Donor, Judy Zatz-Mary, Angela Fry, Mickey Kaur, Amy Maurer Martin, Erin Mundy, Sheila Knocklis, Don Fisher, Bernard Pilot, Rena Clark Hollis, Jean Newowner, Doreen Gray, Deetra Mills, Jerry Stern, Michael Martinez, Bob Ashworth, and George Corbell. And as the cantor sings the Misha Berach for healing, which you may find in the website, we ask you to continue to include the names of others whom you keep in your hearts tonight.
May the source of strength all bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. מקור הברכה לאבותינו, bless those in need of healing with Rabbah Hashem, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May the names of all whom we have kept in our hearts during this prayer find healing and strength in the days and in the weeks ahead. As we celebrate Shabbat and festival, we keep them in our prayers. We're going to transition to a moment of silent meditation. I guess if this is a double header, we can call this moment of Amida, of standing, the end of the 7th inning. And we'll spend a few moments offering the meditations of our hearts, and the cantor will conclude that with the prayer for peace, Oseh Shalom. So either standing at your places or just in spirits erect, let us offer a prayer of quiet.
Shalom Irama, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Shalom Irama, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Amen.
The Amida for the festival includes a passage that I'd like to share with you. As you have given us, eternal our God, in love, Sabbaths for rest, festivals for happiness, the holiness of seasons for rejoicing, this day of Shabbat and this festival of Matzot, time of our freedom, a holy convocation in remembrance of our redemption from bondage. May you who make peace in the universe grant peace to us, to Israel, and to all who dwell on earth. And let us say amen. Well, tonight the cantor has been good enough to allow me to offer a song for inspiration. It will not be as inspiring as if she would sing it, but this is a song that is very dear to me. It is part of my Spanish-Portuguese tradition. It is a festival song, which I remember my grandfather singing for special occasions and holidays. It is entitled Bendigamos. The word bendigamos in Spanish means let us bless. And it is a Spanish table hymn that became popular among the dispersed community of Spanish-Portuguese Jews in the 17th century. It arrived in Amsterdam and eventually moved to the Caribbean, to the islands of Curacao and St. Thomas, where my ancestors came from, and then, of course, to Panama, where I grew up. The words of the song are based on the Birkat Hamazon, the blessing after meals, and the melody is the same melody to which Sephardim sing the Song of the Sea, Exodus 15, which is part of the readings for the holy days. So the song goes something like this. I'm going to be singing just the first verse and then the concluding verses. Bendigamos a El Altísimo, al Señor que nos crió. Démosle agradecimiento por los bienes que nos dio. Bendigamos a El Altísimo por el pan primeramente y después por los manjares que comimos juntamente. Bendita sea la casa esta, el hogar de su presencia, donde guardamos su fiesta con alegría y permanencia. Alabado sea su santo nombre, porque siempre nos apiadó. Load al Señor que es bueno, que para siempre su merced. Odula Adonai Kitov, ki leolam chasdo. Odula Adonai Kitov, ki leolam chasdo. Thank you. Now I feel like I'm back in Panama celebrating Pesach with the family. We are going to turn in our service to the concluding moments. But before we recite Kaddish this evening, we have to take note of the time of the year in which we find ourselves. And that is moving from Pesach to Shavuot, the festival of freedom from bondage to the festival of freedom to serve God under Torah. So on the website, you'll find the blessing for the counting of the Omer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר. היום 6 ימים לעומר.
This is the 6th day of the Omer. And as we count our days, we also remember the days that we spent with loved ones no longer with us. We turn to a moment of remembrance with the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish. We extend sincere condolences to Harriet Krell, to Steve Krell, to Jeffrey Krell and their families on the death of their beloved husband, father, and grandfather, Marvin Krell. We honor the memories of those in Shloshim, Richard Morgan, Marion Ehrlich, and I personally honor the memory of Rabbi Michael Cook, professor of scriptures, of Hebrew Bible, and of, interestingly, New Testament, one of the great Jewish scholars on early Christianity. We also honor the memories of those who have died as a result of the pandemic we face as a nation and as a worldwide community, as we turn to the words of remembrance of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 131. And we invite those who are in mourning, those who remember loved ones, to rise for the Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'olma divra kiyuteh ve'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayei chon u'v'yomei chon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'le'olmei olmaya. Yitparach ve'yishtalach ve'yitpoar ve'yitroman ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yithadar ve'yitale ve'yithalal shemei dekudsha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shlamar Rabbah min shemaya ve'chaim aleinu be'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. May God, the source of peace, grant comfort to all who are bereaved, peace to the household of Israel, and to all humanity. And let us say, Amen. As we come to the conclusion of our services, I'd like to remind you that tomorrow morning you may join Rabbi Jenny for Torah Talk at 9 a.m., not at the usual 9:30, but Torah Talk at 9 a.m., and that will be followed by a Tat Shabbat at 9:30 a.m. The first program, the Torah Talk, is by Facebook Live. The Tat Shabbat at 9:30 is by Zoom, and then you can join us, Cantor Melissa and me, on our Shabbat and Yom Tov and Yisker memorial service tomorrow morning, beginning at 10 a.m. by live stream at bez613.org tomorrow. So I invite you also to join us on Monday evening at 7:30 for a Cocktail Judaism program featuring the renowned historian, Professor Jim Madison, who will be talking to us about the Ku Klux Klan in the Heartland. He has recently written a book about the Ku Klux Klan, primarily in the state of Indiana, and that will resonate with many of us who may even have fresh memories of those times. So join us for Shabbat and Festival, join us for educational programs. Have a wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful conclusion of the festival. The cantor is going to lead us in the singing of a closing song, a closing wish. Ozi vezimrat Yah, God is my strength and deliverer. You may find it in the Beth-El Tzedek website. Please join. Ozi vezimrat Yah.
Ozi vezimrat Yah, Daili Yeshua. Ozi vezimrat Yah, Daili Yeshua. Ozi vezimrat Yah, Daili
Cantor. Thank you, Sherry and Jackie, for keeping us connected, and thank you all for joining us. Hang around for a little bit and wish each other Shabbat Shalom and Hag Sameach.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Have a great weekend. Lori.
Hi, Janice.
Have a good weekend.
CNN is like the national broadcast.
All right, we're out of here. Done good.
Cantor.
Sandy's on a different screen. Hi, yes, who called me?
Me, I particularly liked the video of the Cantor's Assembly song where you were right there with your peers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. Yeah, the woman who wrote it is a sweet, sweet woman. She's Canadian. And she's very, very talented. And her husband is the one who is the, I mean, I don't know what you call that person, the technician, the one who puts it together.
Producer.
So yeah, he's that guy. It was really fun. Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, really, really cool. Thank you.
If you haven't listened to that, you should all go on our Facebook page and listen to the Cantors with Cantor Melissa.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Dennis, thanks for taking us to Panama. I really enjoyed that.
Did you like that?
I love
Well, I could see the expression on your face that it meant a lot to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wish I had a lovelier voice to go along with it.
it is what it is.
It was beautiful.
Playing with my grandfather singing it.
I love the part that goes into the Hebrew with the with the
Oh,
cold,
la Adonai Kito.
because it's not the because the tov in the Spanish becomes a
B.
B sound.
Oh, la Adonai Kitob, ki lengolam hasdo. Lengolam hasdo.
Right, and it's like with the
You met
really
his
cool.
parents. His mother. Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, Hag Sameach, everybody.
Hag Sameach.
Your
Okay, we'll see you in the
matzah.
morning.
See you, Melissa.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Steve.
Meeting?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.